Good morning, students. Now we'll continue the chapter. In this, alkene is, we have to discuss alkenes. Alkenes are the unsaturated hydrocarbons having at least one double bond. Having at least one double bond are called as alkenes. One carbon-carbon double bond are called alkenes, and their general formula is CnH2n. The same general formula we have learned for the alkanes also. Alkanes general formula is CnH2n plus 2, right? So where n is the number of carbon atoms present, 2 carbons, 3 carbons, 4 carbons, and so on, right? So let us first discuss about the structure of the double bond. How that double bond is formed. Just recollecting, these also we have studied in chemical bonding, right? So carbon, sigma bond, this is, and a carbon. It is having one hydrogen. This is also side one hydrogen, right? If at all I write a orbital picture, then pi bond lateral overlapping, sidewise overlapping will form a pi bond, right? So this is orbital, pi orbital of the carbon atom. So overlapping of this orbital will form a pi bond. Instead of representing this, generally we also represent pi cloud. Here, like this also we will represent, because it is just flow of electrons. This is pi. This is electron, this is electron, flow of loosely held electron, because sidewise overlapping, right? So C double bond, C we will represent, and H and H. And here the bond length and bond angles, if we see, we know that the double bond which is formed here is planar, right? And the bond length will be 134 picometers. CC bond length is 134 picometers, and it is sp2 hybridized. The olefinic carbon is sp2 hybridized. This carbon is also sp2 hybridization. Double bond can be counted as 1, 2, 3. So 3 orbitals should be involved. So it belongs to sp2. Short method of remembering hybridization. This side also 1, 2, and double bond can be considered as 1. So 3 high orbitals should be involved. It is sp2 hybridized and planar structure, right? So this is about the double bond, and here the double bond has 2 electrons here, 2 loosely held electrons. So because of these 2 loosely held electrons, this double bond will work as an electron source for the electrophilic reagent which is coming. Electron rich, electron having is nucleophilic. This work as nucleophilic. So with this will be working attracted towards the electrophiles. So all electrophiles can attack onto the double bond to take that pi electrons. Then continue to the next one, nomenclature of alkenes. Nomenclature of alkenes follow all the rules similar to that of the alkanes we have discussed. Alkanes we have already discussed, right? So what is the first one? Longest carbon chain should be chosen. Parent carbon chain should be, longest carbon chain should be chosen, and in this the rule, the longest carbon chain must contain double bond. The carbon-carbon double bond containing longest carbon chain should be chosen. That's it. And numbering should be given. Lowest number should be given to the double bond. Double bond should get the lowest number. And all other rules will be similar, like substituents, numbering given, and alphabetical order followed. If two substituents are present, dimethyl should be called. Similarly, if two double bonds are present, diene we can call. Diene. If three double bonds are present, triene, etc. And prefix contains how many number of atoms are present. If 3 atoms are present, prop. 4 atoms are present, but. Same follows here. So some example let me write here. So this is one compound. How to give the naming? Here I should not come from here 1, 2, 3. I should not give the numbering. I should give the numbering to the carbon atom possessing double bond. Therefore it has 3 carbons. Therefore my prefix will be prop and consist at one first carbon ene. So prop 1 ene I should write, or 1 propene, or propene contains any one position only of the double bond. Therefore either it's at this side you write or this side you write, it will be 1 propene only. Or you can also continuously write 1 propene. This one indicates the position of ene, right? Similarly, if I write another compound, CH3, CH2, CH, same structure almost I have written here. And for this, numbering again should start from the lowest carbon atom having the double bond. So first carbon. Here double bond is present in between first and second carbon atoms, but the position of double bond will be represented only by the number 1. So the 1 indicates the double bond starting, not ending of the carbon. We don't represent the second number, right? So here my name will be definitely but, because 4 carbon atoms, but 1 ene, or 1 butene. Right. May I write line structures? See here. Like this I want to write. 2 double bonds I have represented. So 2 double bonds if I represent, I should give lowest number for the double bonded carbon atoms. So either I have come this side or from this side. The first carbon atom will get the number 1 and the third carbon atom containing double bond will get the same 1 position and 3 position. This indicates that carbon 1 and carbon 3 have double bonds. Don't get confused that 1, 2 carbons have double bond now. So 1, 2 we should give. No. Only starting carbon atom indicate the position of the double bond. So therefore the name of this compound will be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbon atom. Therefore again butene. But 2 double bonds are there. Therefore diene. So positions we have to represent. Buta 1, 3 diene, or can also called as 1, 3 butadiene, right? Similarly, you can also find the substituents. For example, if I write like this, so what is this? In this again you have to identify where is the long carbon chain. So 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. In either way I will get the same numbering. So my double bond should get the number 1 and this is number 2, this is number 3. If I consider like this, the second position contains methyl. So this is considered to be the methyl. So 2-methyl, because substituent should be pronounced fast. Then double bond, ene, propene. This is similar to this only, but one substituent is present here, onto the second carbon. Therefore, I should call it as 2-methyl prop one ene or one propene, doesn't matter. Then try for this. Same this compound, but only one double bond I have written and one substituent. That means 1, 2, 3, 4. This is butane, right? But having one double bond, this will become butene, one butene. But onto the third carbon, methyl is there. Therefore, 3 methyl. One position double bond. Therefore, 1 butene may I call. Don't get confused. Sometimes I am writing position of the ene, numbering of the ene just beside of the ene. Sometimes I am writing numbering before the whole compound name. One at the same. Either I represent here or represent just before the ene. This number indicates the position of that double bond. Ene means double bond. Right. So all other are similar. If you write cyclic compounds also same nomenclature you can follow. For example, this is the pentene. Actually, if it is not double bond, it would be pentane, cyclopentane. But it is one double bond is present, so cyclic system. Therefore, I should call cyclopentene. Even no, if I won't represent a double bond also, it doesn't matter. Wherever you write double bond, it's okay because no other substituents are present. But if any substituent is present, I have to represent the position of the double bond. For example, here is methyl group. Then what I should say? I should pronounce properly that 1 methyl cyclohexa 1 ene or 1 cyclohexene. Right. So this is the nomenclature of the okay. After nomenclature, the next topic is isomerism. So isomers are the compounds having same molecular formula but different properties or different structures. Right. In alkanes, we have seen only structural isomerism, chain isomerism is possible. But here, both structural isomerism and geometrical isomerism is possible for the alkenes. Geometrical isomerism. Right. First, we discuss about structural isomerism. Right. One example I can take, butene. What is the formula of butene? C4H8, because CN H2N, twice the number of hydrogens, hydrogen will be present, right? So butene can be represented as here simply 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbon atoms I can represent like this, or middle I can write double bond like this, or see in any of them you can consider. For example, this is number 1. Let me numbering number 2 and number 3. In all of these, the molecular formula will be same, that is C4H8. If you consider again now the position of the double bond, this is one position, and in this second position, and here also first position. And now if you see, these are the structural isomers, and in this 1 and 3, if you consider this 1 and 3, there is a lot of difference in their straight chain carbon group. Branching, here straight chain it is there, and here it is branched carbon chain is there. Therefore, this number 1 and number 3 and 2 and 3 also, if you consider, These both are the examples of chain isomers. Right, they are the examples of chain isomers because either in these two or in these two, the chain length or branching is different. Right, but whereas in 1 and 2, if you see, chain length is same. The position of the chain is same, long chain, 4 carbon atom. But the position of the double bond is different. Double bond can be considered as your functional group. Therefore, I consider to be positional isomers. Therefore, my 1 and 2 are positional isomers. See, both comes under the structural isomers only. Structural isomerism is different than geometrical isomerism. I'm not touching about the geometrical isomerism yet. I'm discussing only about the structural isomers. So, structural isomers only can be chain isomers, positional isomers, right? So, in the structural isomers, for butene, 1 and 3, 2 and 3 are considered to be the chain isomer because of the difference in their chain length. Whereas 1 and 2 can be considered to be the positional isomers. You can try for an example. I'll give C5H10. This is pentene. You can try to write the isomers, all possible isomers for this pentene. Right. Then coming to the geometrical isomers. Geometrical isomers can be of two types. Geometrical, second one. Geometrical isomers is of two types, cis isomers and trans isomers. Here, onto the double bond, if two groups are present and their spatial arrangement, actually this comes under your stereoisomers. This arises due to the spatial arrangement of the groups onto the double bond. For example, if you see this one and I write another compound, here is CH, same, but whereas here there is a CH3 here and here is H. If you observe carefully, the molecular structure is same, arrangement is same, everything is same, but only the spatial arrangement is different. It is not like that of this positional and chain isomers. There is no difference in the chain length or arrangement of branches. Everything is same. But here the methyl groups both are present onto the same side of the double bond in the space. But whereas here the methyl groups, or anyone you can consider, hydrogens, here hydrogens are onto the same side of the double bond, but whereas one hydrogen is above the double bond, one is below the double bond, because we said already double bond is a planar structure, right? So that isomer which has similar groups onto the same side is called as cis isomer. In the alkene in which spatial arrangement is different, that similar groups are present on opposite side of the double bond are called as trans isomers, right? So onto the double bond, see spatial arrangement. First I have to write properly the spatial arrangement. Then only I can able to say whether the given compound is cis isomer or trans isomer. Right? These are called as your geometrical isomers. Actually they belong to the stereoisomers. On to the opposite side of the double bond. In this, they show different properties like boiling point, dipole moment, melting point, solubility, etc. Due to the change in the spatial arrangement of these atoms or group of atoms, they show different properties. For example, the boiling point of this one is 277, whereas the boiling point of this one is 274. Similarly, here this is cis isomer again, and this is your trans isomer, and this cis isomer push electrons towards this. Dipole moment can be shown by this, because this is delta negative charge, this is delta positive charge. So pushing of the electrons towards this olefinic carbon takes place. Therefore, dipole moment represented by mu can be present, and this nu is 0.033 dB units for this cis isomer. This is cis 2-butene, and this for this one dipole moment is 0 because here the both side the electrons towards the double bond and opposite side of the double bond is pushing. Therefore, this is coming to this side and this is coming towards this on opposite side, equal and opposite side exactly it is showing. Therefore, say delta positive charge, delta negative charge they are, right? So in opposite directions they are showing. Therefore, this dipole moment get cancelled. Therefore, it shows 0 dipole moment for trans isomer. Any trans isomer shows 0 dipole moment. And an important thing here is which olefinic carbons can represent the can show the cis trans isomerism. For example, here the olefinic double bond having CY groups can be different groups. If they are different groups also, it can show the cis trans isomerism. Or if it is onto the XY and double bond ZW. If you observe carefully, see if this is there, we cannot understand. We need to expand this double bond structure. See, C double bond XY, instead of writing like this, we have to write in spatial arrangement properly. Then we will understand cis trans isomerism. So this is X and this is Y. In this, if you see, let me even expand this one. C double bond C, Z W this side, and this side X Y. If you observe carefully, in this at least one atom is similar, so that I can give, if these two atoms are onto the same side of the double bond, I can give as cis, and if it is onto the opposite side, I can give as trans. But whereas in this, if you see, all the atoms present are different, still I can give cis trans nomenclature for this. For example, let me give an example for this. Chlorine, hydrogen, carbon. Some atoms I am choosing here. There is no compulsory. CH3, COOH. For example, if you see the same one, if I expand one side CH3 group and the other side is COOH. Whereas here also one side hydrogen and one side chlorine. If you observe here, see all the atoms or group of atoms are different, but still I can give. How to give nomenclature for this type of compounds? In this, first we have to choose according to their molecular mass. First, hydrogen and chlorine. In between this, chlorine has more atomic number, more mass. Therefore, numbering 1 given to this, number 2 given to this. Onto the one carbon atom only, choose 2 atoms and give their numbering according to their atomic number or molecular mass. And here, if you see carefully, carboxylic acid will have more molecular mass than methyl. Methyl only 15, right? Therefore, now you choose, if 2 atoms having two similar number, that is 1 1, is coming onto the same side of the double bond, then this is called as cis. If it is coming onto the opposite side, then it is called as trans. See, if at least one atom is present, there is no problem for us. We can give cis trans nomenclature. But if all are different, then give the numbering. If the numbering, same side numbering is there, then it is cis. If same number is coming on opposite side of the double bond, that would be the trans. But the compounds in which, for example, C double bond C, if you see in this, only this carbon has two different atoms or group of atoms. But whereas one olefinic carbon possesses two similar identical atoms, that is only hydrogens are present. For this, cis-trans isomerism cannot be shown. There is cannot be given for these atoms, this molecule, because similar atoms are present only onto the one olefinic carbon. So this type we can give, this type we can give, but we cannot show cis-trans nomenclature for these molecules.